Hi, Dmitry here and welcome to the next video on my channel about AA battery testing. Some time ago you asked me in the comment to make a review on Energizer batteries, and here they are. Today we have Energizer Alkaline Power, Energizer Max, Energizer Max Plus, and obviously lithium energizers, because Energizer has lithiums and it's quite interesting to test them. Also we have Energizer Industrial. It's some kind of professional pack. And I have also two sorts of Energizer Rechargeables here. Energizer Recharge Universal with 1200 milliamp hours capacity, and Energizer Extreme Recharge Extreme, and that guys has 2300 milliamp hours of capacity. I quite interested if these rechargeables have some differences except the capacity, because they have like different sub brands, Universal and Extreme. So what is the difference in that Extreme? I quite interested to see. First, let's take a look at the packaging. Here we have up to 50% longer lasting, and it's a normal alkaline, and on the Max we have the same, up to 50% longer lasting. Quite interesting. And here we have 150%, so these ones will last 3 times than these ones, or what? It's kind of interesting. Let's try to see what does it means. And here we have some interesting text about this. Versus EX standard minimum average duration in portable lights. Okay, so this one should last longer in portable lights versus some average battery. And here we have versus Energizer Basic Alkaline in digital cameras. So here we have comparison between cameras here and portable lights here. So we cannot compare directly these ones and say that, okay guys, we have the same number here, so these batteries should work exactly the same. Looks like no, but okay, let's take a look what we have here. 150%, quite interesting. Versus EX standard minimum average duration in digital cameras. So in theory, I don't know, because because these ones here we have plus 50% versus Energizer Basic Alkaline, and here we have 150% versus some IEC Basic, I don't know, some IEC average duration. So this battery is compared not to the same reference point. Because of that we have different numbers here, obviously. So it's quite interesting which of them are better, and will Max Plus perform significantly better than Max or no? Let's take a look. Let's start with just normal Energizer Alkaline Power. It comes in 8-pack. It's some kind of new packaging, because I never saw something like this before. It should be reclosable, easy to open, and anything like that. And yeah, it's actually quite easy to open, quite easy to pull them out. Let's take a look at the one battery. Yeah, we have just Energizer Alkaline, nothing special. Expiration date is December 2013, so they quite fresh. Let's take a look at the results for Energizer normal alkaline. Oh, sorry.
Here is the raw data for Energizer alkaline batteries. As you can see, completely normal picture for alkalines. Capacity is about 2 amp hours, which is average. And internal resistance is also average with tendency to grow almost constantly with really small plateau. Maybe it's not a plateau, it's just a smaller, slower growth. And with higher higher currents, we have a quick and significant voltage drop. So Energizer Aline will be good for really low power devices. 100 milliamps, it's good current for them, but at 200 milliamps we already see that capacity is dropping, and at half of amp voltage is dropping constantly and capacity is quite low.
Okay, now we have tested the Energizer normal alkalines. Let's take a look at the Energizer Max next. They should work better than normal alkaline, as this paper says. And this kind of old packaging. I don't have a quick open way. There should be a way to open them quite nice and easy, but it seems like no. It seems like it's much easier to open them like that. We have some marketing paper inside. Yes, and all. Yeah, and this means that they last longer than Energizer normal alkalines, in basic alkalines, in digital cameras. So let's take a look. What do we have here? We have here Energizer Maxes, kind of different colors. Expiration date is the same, December of 2030. Let's check them and see, will they perform better than Energizer basic alkalines or not?
Here we have the raw data for Energizer Max. Capacity is about 10% higher than Energizer Alkaline had. Almost the same picture, but with a bit different numbers. As you can see, capacity is bigger than we had before. I will switch the slides in a moment. And take a look at the internal resistance and take a look at the numbers here, and let's see what we had with Energizer Alkalines. Here we have slide for Energizer Alkalines, and take a look at the internal resistance. It's growing almost constantly, and it stops at 0.15 ohms. And as you can see here, we have lower values at all times except the very end. So Energizer Max should perform better at higher loads, and it has slightly a bigger capacity, so it will fit better for all devices, and low drain and high drain it will fit better than normal Energizer Alkaline. And let's see the next one.
Okay, now let's move to the Energizer Max Plus. It's like a most advanced alkaline in the Energizer line, at least it's most expensive one. And for some reason they have a blue color here, it's not red, and as for me, red should mean that it's good, it's powerful, but here we have a nice blue color and new package with easy open system. It's a quite fresh bunch. Expiration date is in December 2034, so they have 10 years of lifespan remaining. They should be quite good. At least they should be quite fresh. Let's take a look at the batteries themselves. As for me, they look a bit pale because the colors a bit whitish. Energizer Max Plus, the same expiration date 2034, made in Singapore. not in China, so it's quite interesting. Okay, let's see what they can do for us.
Here we have Energizer Max Plus, and the capacity is almost the same that we had at Energizer Alkaline. I mean, normal Alkaline, not Max, not Plus, sorry. But the capacity under and the capacity under high load is almost the same. Let's take a look at what do we have previously. Here is the max, and as you can see, capacity is higher, and capacity is higher at low currents, at high currents, and here is Energizer Alkaline. Capacity is almost the same, but one important difference is internal resistance. As you can see, here we have a resistance about 0.05 ohms, almost to very end. Here we have higher internal resistance, and with normal alkaline we have significantly higher internal resistance. 0.05, it's almost at the very beginning. So Max Plus is kind of special alkaline battery. It has capacity the same like we had with normal alkaline, but it has significantly lower internal resistance. This means that it will perform really better in digital cameras, in devices that need high peak current. It's most of modern digital devices. So as for me, Energizer Max Plus is a good choice for devices that need high current at the limited time. So it has lower capacity, but it will perform better in devices that need short peak of power. It will just last longer because of a significantly lower internal resistance.
And now let's check the last alkalines before we will switch to lithiums and rechargeables. Let's check these guys. It's Energizer Industrial. We have no marketing things here like plus and percent to something, works better, works longer. No, it's just industrial, so no marketing slogans here. 10 years of shelf life. Let's take a look. Oh, it's quite interesting. They have a yellow and black color. Expiration date is in December 2033. And they have noticeable I don't know how to say it, noticeable shape here at the minus side, at the minus pole, sorry. We don't saw something like that at normal alkalines and at non-industrial energizers. Here we have it. I hope you can see this. And they made in China. They are not made in Singapore like it was with normal alkalines, so it's getting even more interesting. Let's compare these Chinese industrial alkalines with all previous alkalines that was made in Singapore. Let's go.
Here we have Energizer Industrial, and important to mention that Energizer Industrial is just one Energizer that made in China. All others made in Singapore, if I remember correctly, but this one is Chinese. And as we can see, characteristics is somewhere between Energizer just normal alkaline and Energizer Max, except the internal resistance that, as for me, is quite good at the very end, but then it starts to grow really quickly. So as for me, this point will actually point of failure in most devices, so it will be about 1900 milliamp hours. So I expect actual capacity that will be usable in modern devices a bit lower than in Energizer Alkaline.
Okay, finally we finished with alkalines, and here we have ultimate lithium energizers. It's quite interesting because they feeling really light, like zinc carbon ones, super light batteries. And here we have up to 10% recycled steel. Probably these external enclosures made with recycled steel. They feels really light, and I really interested how they will perform, because previously we saw that lithiums work almost the same like best alkalines. Yeah, they have a good capacity, but they have also a good price. It's most expensive energizers. But they should have lowest internal resistance, and they should work perfectly in the cold conditions. Let's take a look at the design. They all silver without the black areas, with just kind of light blue. Kind of interesting and fresh design, as for me. So let's compare them with alkalines and see is it worth it to buy these ones for day-to-day use or for some special cases. Let's take a look.
And here we have Energizer Lithium. It's a beautiful graphs, as for me, really fascinating. And actually in this test in 0.01 amp I had not enough memory in my test device, so because of that test is not finished here, it's continued a bit further. And as you can see here, the power that these batteries have is almost 5 watt-hours per one battery. It's a champion in my testing. It's a bigger, it's a most bigger value that I saw when I test the batteries. So Energizer Lithiums seems to be quite good in almost any purposes. Even for low drain devices, they will have much bigger energy and much bigger capacity than normal alkalines, than actually any alkalines. And it should work quite well with cold conditions. And if we will talk about internal resistance, it's quite low during all working time of the battery. Even when it starts to grow, because battery gets depleted, it's still really low. So as for me, this is really good single-use batteries, but they are quite costly.
Okay, and finally we can start with testing of the rechargeables, because we tested all alkalines and lithiums. And actually these ones are a bit special, because this particular pack of rechargeables has lying on the shelf here at my house for maybe 2 years, and something. So they are not old, they never used, but they are after prolonged storage. And we will be able to see how good they are retaining this charge. So they should be 1300 milliamp hours. What are remaining? It's quite interesting, so we will test this. And these guys are kind of different. They are extreme, so probably they have lower internal resistance, I'm not sure. And again, we have works up to 6 times longer. We have something here, but here we don't have. Oh no, we have works up to 2 times longer in digital cameras versus Energizer basic alkalines. It's actually quite interesting, because when I try to shoot something on my Pentax digital camera, alkalines last for maybe 16, 17, 70 shots, frames, images, and after that they quickly die. But rechargeables, even with small capacity, they will last for hundreds, if not thousands, of photos. Okay, let's do a test of them in parallel. Let's open both. Let's compare them, because it's rechargeables and I believe they will be exactly the same, but I'm not really sure. And let's take a look at the graphs. And no, they are not the same. As you can see, we have vent holes here and no holes at all here. A different shape, close to the plus pole, but the same, exactly the same design. Exactly the same design of this plastic wrapping, but a bit different cells themselves. So let's check them.
Here we have really interesting graphs for Energizer Rechargeable, low capacity ones off the shelf. Just a quick remember, these batteries spent more than, I don't remember, but more than 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, I don't remember exactly. They spent lots of time here in storage at my apartment, and still we have quite good capacity remains after that prolonged storage. So I think they quite good at retaining power, and my device is not able to correctly measure such low internal resistances. It shows negative values. Obviously, it's mistaken calculations, but overall internal resistance is really low. So these rechargeables are quite good for power hungry devices, except maybe one moment. And Lithium's has this design advantage too. Take a look at the voltage graph. Almost all working time, almost all energy is given with almost constant voltage. So if you will have a device with battery indicator, it will almost all time show fully charged, or maybe half of charge. I don't know how indicator how this indicator will show this voltage, but the thing is, it will show almost the same value until the very end, and then quickly battery will deplete it and fully discharged and dies. So it's not reliable to count on the battery level indicators with these rechargeables, and sometimes with lithiums also. The indicator will show full charge until the very end, and then quickly it will be zero and device will shut off. Here is Energizer Rechargeables, low capacity ones after I recharge them, and as you can see, the capacity is growth a bit, and voltage also stays almost the same all time. Also, also internal resistance is quite low during all usable time. Here is the Energizer high capacity rechargeables off the shelf, and as you can see, the picture is almost the same like we have with lower capacity version, except the capacity, it's surprisingly low off the shelf, so probably these ones are not so good with retaining power. Internal resistance are super low during all work time, except the very end. Here is rechargeable Energizer's high capacity ones after recharge. For some reason internal resistance grows a bit, but it's still super low, and capacity is also growth, but not up to 2300 as it should be. Probably they need a few more cycles to fully wake up. As I see, it's good batteries for power-hungry devices, except that really flat voltage graph maybe will trick battery level meters. And here finally we have the most interesting part of this video. It's a summary comparison table. Here we have capacity comparison, and as you can see, absolute leader is Energizer Lithium. For all currents it has capacity almost 3.5 amp hours, and this is really cool, because previously when I tested even lithium batteries there was a bit lower than 3 amp hours. And then we have surprisingly Energizer Industrial. It's better for low current devices. And then we have Energizer Max, but for high current devices I recommend Max Plus. And here we have, after that we have Energizer Aline, so it has lower capacity than other ones, there are other Energizers, but it's also the cheapest one, maybe except Industrial, but I'm not sure. For the rechargeables, we have quite good ability to drive high current, because capacity is almost the same with all current, just like with lithiums. So if you have some device that really power hungry, I recommend to use rechargeables. Let's take a look at the energy comparison. And as we can see, with energy point of view, Energizer Rechargeable high capacity one is quite good, just because the voltage stays flat and relatively high during all discharge process, and even with high current. But again, the lithium ones is of the concurrence. They are much better than anything else, but they also quite costly. Let's take a look at the internal resistance. Here we have zeros, just because voltage for lithiums keeps high enough to be more than 1 volt, and when it drops almost immediately, so it's not possible to measure internal resistance here. But internal resistance of lithiums are quite low, and as you can see, Industrial has bigger internal resistance at the end. Then we have alkaline, not just normal alkaline, it's like moderate or maybe high internal resistance. Max and Max Plus have both of them have quite low internal resistance, but Max Plus have lower one. So if your devices require lots of power, and this power should be delivered in short pulses, for example photo flash, for example some Wi-Fi device that will connect, send some data and sleep, I recommend these ones. And for really power hungry devices you should take rechargeable, because they have so low internal resistance that my device sometimes show it as negative values. But you need to recharge them, so they come with cost of usability. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to test some another brand, and if you have any other ideas, please welcome to the comments. And thank you again. Have a nice day. Bye.